Give me a second, I'm trying to select the appropriate weapon. Watch where you stepping, them snakes all around, you know they connected. When I was a kid, my grandmama told me I can't go to heaven, so I stopped praying and asking for blessings and started preparing for my Armageddon. Got nothing to lose, I'm all in. Walking the edge, don't fall in. Enough of the lies, don't apologize, I don't understand, are you foreign? This is the place, this is the site. Grab all your people and log in. I'm waiting, don't care how long it's gonna take. Watching and waiting for that first mistake. Don't come up missing, don't get it twisted. I'm not Rihanna, but boy, you a gunner, you right on my hit list. Keeping my distance, just checking the listings. I'm always aware of your current position, I just hold out to the perfect condition. Coming alive, heat of the night. Now is the time. Don't try to hide, cause I'm gonna hold you like you're on. I know you thought it was over, I know you thought it was finished. I know you think I'm a cynic, but you know this shit only business. People act different as soon as you win it, man, I know this shit ain't no different. You pull up in cars, you act like it's yours, but we know that shit is just rented. Benefit of the doubt, we the ones that your mommy wants. You about, should've stayed in the house, don't open your mouth. We lurk in the swamps like we in the south, so count your days.
Use amigo.
When was the last time you played?
Last time I played? Honestly, I think it must have been about 10 years ago. 9 years ago, I think. And I'm not even, as I said, the first few years after I played, I didn't even play 5, 7s, 8. I couldn't even look at a ball really. It wasn't until Andy and Si, when I was speaking to them every sort of Monday after they played at the weekend, you could see that what football was doing for them, that feeling of playing in a team, competing in a changing room, and I thought, like, I want to taste that for one last time, and that never left me, so I had to I made the decision, I need to get one last shot, whether it goes well or no, I just had to sort of go for it. So when I made my decision to actually go for it again and get back playing, I thought to myself, before I start, I need to see where my body's at, where my sort of previous injuries I had. So Hampden Sports Clinic got in contact with me and said they would do a full medical of what a professional player would go through when they're doing a medical, or a player sort of come back for injury, so they were going to cover all that over at Hampden. Oh my God, why have I signed up for this? This is the day, lads, we've finally got here. The day I've been dreading, the medical with the Scotland doctor. And I spoke to him last night, he says my body fats are going to be getting taken on one of the tests. Oh my, I've not done anything for years. This could be disastrous, by the way. But listen, I'm determined it's going to go really well. I need to get one last shot, one last... I'm not taking it serious. I'm not taking it serious. Up go. How you doing, alright?
Hi, good to see you.
Nice to meet you. How you doing,
And
sir?
you, Paul. I'm joined, guys. Welcome
Oh,
to
you're a good
Hampden. You've played here before, have you not?
3 times, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Absolute shit myself, man.
Don't worry about that. You'll be absolutely fine. We'll look after you.
See all the
so-
Scotland boys' body fat, are they all? Best
Aye.
idea, are they?
Yours will be somewhere between theirs and mine, so you're all
I don't
right.
know. What? You'll probably get one of my tits, by the way. This could be one of the worst days of your life for me, by the way. Will you run it?
No, at all. Come on in. So this is the way that the snare would come in. into the dressing room. So the dressing room is just through the corner there. So the team bus would stop outside. So there you are. You're an international player already. But you are an international player. Because you played for Scotland.
3 times in the Euros. Every day and see the fitness today. Is it natural am I getting battered fitness-wise?
You'll get battered as much as you want to get battered. You'll be working hard. Yeah, that's the whole point of it.
Is it the wee test you do with the string vest on? That I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Can I keep my t-shirt on, but no?
You can keep your t-shirt on if you want, but you'll have stickers on underneath. But see, once we go round, we'll tell you exactly what we're going to do. Right? No bother. So, we're going to start in here. So, first thing for me, before we start to do anything, is just, let's have a wee run through, if you don't mind, injury-wise you've had. So I know you had a cruciate ligament.
Yeah.
When was that and how did that happen?
So the cruciate ligament was, that was about 19 when I signed with Celtic. It was like a few months in. But the first one was the compartment syndrome.
Okay.
So that was like lower legs was just so tight for so long. So eventually I had to get surgery on it. Got them both legs.
That's quite a brutal operation, isn't it? I mean, that's just a big scar with a big cut right down the inside of your leg there, and that opens up that compartment, takes the pressure off. So
I actually got that twice. When I first got it at Motherwell, it was two smaller scars.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem to really clear up completely. So eventually what happened was then I signed for Celtic after the first surgery of that. And as it went a few months in, done my ACL. So then when I was doing the rehab for that, try to get back to it, this was playing up again. Okay. So we thought, but until I get back playing again, we'll go for have surgery on that. So we got that again. Knee felt strong, came back, and then I played a game. It was maybe 2 months back from my ACL and the compartment syndrome, and then played a game. Flying dot, I really was, and when I played the Adrian reserve game, a guy came in, smashed my ankle. Yeah. Now that's that wee bit. You've actually just told me that today. I don't even know what that was. Stuck in there. What is?
That's a wee metal anchor you've got there. That's where that metal work. So that's there to stabilise that tissue underneath. So it's difficult to know whether you actually broke anything bone-wise or whether it was soft tissue.
I'm sure it was ligaments. Aye. Right. But that was a bit of a nightmare, that one, because I was out for a while with that. I can't remember. But when I came back for that, it didn't seem quite right. So I was getting injections in it, just to sort of ease the pain and stuff like that. And then so got back playing for that. But I think I went MK Dons, one of the worst loan moves in history. Shocking. So came back for that, and then I went to Thistle on loan, and I was playing a game, and I twisted, and my hip just completely almost went.
So you've had a few pretty significant injuries over the time then, haven't you?
Aye.
Yeah, okay. Right, so what we'll do is we'll have a listen to heart and lungs and we'll check your blood pressure, and then we'll move on to do the examination part. Okay.
Thanks very much. Can't believe I'm wearing that watch. 10 quid. 10 quid for Argos.
Okay, and you relax.
Just seen that there, man.
So you feel it getting tight round your arm, and then it'll relax. And we'll do it a couple of times.
Look how far my waistband's up.
Don't speak just now.
Sorry.
Okay, excellent. Right, that's a good start.
Look at look at the calipers you could get in there, innit?
We'll see these calipers in a minute. Don't worry about it. So good start. Lungs clear, blood pressure's all good. So stay where you are, and then we'll get a bit of examination of your lower limbs and take it from there.
Right, you just relax and let me move you.
That's sore now.
Okay.
Just seems like, see when you get to a certain point, it just seems like it catches a wee bit in here.
It catches into that zone there.
Aye. Oh fuck.
Into there. Okay. Lift you up. Right, just relax again. Let me lift you first. Good. Okay, nice and easy. Lovely. Go take my hand away from underneath. Can you hold it there? Okay, and push up against me as strong as you can. Push, push, push.
Oh.
And relax. You alright?
I was a bit tight there.
Okay, good. Okay, dokes. That's you done.
Have you sorted?
That is you sorted.
Thanks so much for that.
Not a problem at all. Okay.
How was that? That was good, really good. The body's in real good shape. She just said, the two doctors said it's one of the best bodies they've seen in a long time, so hey ho. But Stevie Woods, bald eagle.
Do not even think about stealing that.
Hey, big Kev.
16-year-old cleaning his boots, look. Cleaning Niall Quinn's boots. Go on, big man. That was your joke and all that, sorry. Yeah, well done, man.
Breathe out and push forward, keep the knees straight.
Yes,
Brilliant. You sure you're okay?
No.
You sure you can go a third time?
Look, Matt, there.
You're at 27 centimetres.
What are you?
I usually do 28.
28.
Go say that was it.
Okay. As we go. Take finger bits together, fingertips together. Lovely. Deep breath in. Breathe out. And slide your fingers up there.
Oh my god, I feel like I snapped in that.
That's you. Perfect.
He's not keeping his knees, his legs straight.
Well done. Behind you again. Lovely. And over to the front.
Oh, you fucker. Can I get my toast in there?
We got it. Perfect. That's
Oh,
you.
wow.
Take a wee moment. So we're going up in 20 kilograms, okay? Off you go, nice.
5 again?
Just slow it down a little bit. Control it a wee bit more.
5?
Yeah, let's just see if you can between 3 and 5. One. That's it.
It's okay.
See you later.
Come on, Alex. James, and you machinist?
How you doing, my man, alright? Nice to meet you, Nick. I can't, can I take the, I need to keep the hat? Take the hat off?
Yeah, let me get your hat.
Oh my god! My sides are longer than that.
Nice and tall. Don't lean back. Stand forward a wee bit. That's it. Go back a bit. Your head, just your head, go your back. Up your butt.
He's got to scat me or something, man.
Nice and still. Come on, stay there.
Oh my, don't. Take it down. Take 10 off it. Oh, fucking hell. That's a bad day.
What is it? You see?
This gives you an idea of your body fat. But we'll do the calipers first. They're more accurate.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That's a bad one, isn't it? I don't need that.
And that.
He's nearly went to the shop, by the way. Got a tens, no?
Yeah, makes it worse.
Is it?
I don't think tension would do much on that, mate.
Take it a wee bit off. Every wee bit, take it off. Can you?
No point.
Is it back spotting?
I know, right?
Have you ever done a penguin's body part before? It's your first animal that you've done.
Oh my god. What a bad day.
Good man.
Does that need to shut on? Fucking.
I'll keep it off of
Oh, fuck. Penguin, man.
The chain's cool.
I bet it just goes in.
I've never seen a penguin run a chain.
That's the worst shout I've ever made. Penguin getting medical. Penguin for Batman, isn't it?
TV light for the zoo.
It's a lizard's body, isn't it, man?
Oh, listen.
So we do this test here, this. What's it called? VO2 max.
If you want to do it.
I'm going to whitey before I even do it. I think I could whitey here, no joke, by the end of this.
No scup on. So just get used to breathing through that just now. In a moment, what you take as big a breath in as you can, and then breathe out as hard and as fast as you can in one effort, alright? It's nice and relaxed. Nice and relaxed just now. Couple more normal breaths. Alright, my next one. Big breath in with it. And boats hard. Keep going. Okay. Big breath in. And out as hard as fast as you go. Keep going, keep going. That's right. Keep going with the next one. That's it. Keep pushing, keep going, keep going. 3, 2, 1. That's alright. Alright. Big set of lungs. That's good.
I hate things in my gut, mate, honestly. Well, see, like when you went to the dentist and they put the cotton buds in your mouth, I hated it. I always felt I was fucking going to be sick.
Take a breath in. And out. That's good.
Oof.
Good seal on that. Right, get you up on the treadmill.
I know you're a bit nervous about this, Paul, but try and push it. You know, this is the last bit, so go for it. The more you can do, the more info we can give you back.
I can't remember the gradient being that high. Is that solid, huh?
Last minute at this stage, then it goes a wee bit faster, a wee bit steeper.
You're a new man, Paul.
Let's give you what I need, innit?
Definitely.
You've never let a bum for too long.
Right, last 10 seconds, then it goes a wee bit faster, alright?
Yeah.
You're doing well.
Was your head ready to spinning? Fitness is the most important thing, isn't it, in football?
100%.
Last minute at this stage, it'll go a wee bit faster and steeper again. But you're still comfortable there now.
Same as I Stoke at this stage.
Nobody wanted to play football again.
Yeah.
Cruising.
I like it, sorry. How's it? It's all? Fair enough, though.
Can if you want.
On the tanker.
Fat lazy bastard. Fat lazy cunt. You fat bastard.
Last 30 seconds of this one, you're doing well. Still got a bit in the tank, let's keep us going.
Not even ready for the stage, innit? Fuck me.
You're there. Right, stay with it. Let's keep fighting up the hill. There we go. Keep us going, last wee push, come on.
Come on, you there.
Big effort to the top now, come on.
Test yourself.
That's it, big effort, come on, let's keep going. Wee 5 second warning when you've had enough, alright?
Well, you're marvel.
On everything you've got, right to the top, keep us going. You give us another 30 seconds. Come on, let's keep going.
Come on, so you push to that.
Last 30, come on, 25, you give us 25 seconds, come on, keep going. That's it, come on. 15, that's it, keep us going, up the hill, come on. Stay close, that's it, up the front. Nearly there, come on. You've got more, keep us going, come on. Stay with it, keep us going, still going, come on. Keep us going. Okay. Well done.
Well done. Excellent. Good lad.
Alright. Hold on if you want up here. Start walking, nice and easy. Give us another 20 seconds of walking and then we'll stop the treadmill.
They should have decided whether to send you to the hospital.
Bring this off your face. Well done.
My thoughts are.
How did you find it?
It felt fine, but I think I'm so unfit, mate, so see me get any... My legs just, my body just went. Just so unfit. If Cyrus did it, he'd cruise that.
Yeah, well, it's
like so
We run through what we've done today. So, injury-wise, you are where you are, okay? From my point of view, heart, lungs, blood pressure was all normal. What Aileen did with you from a musculoskeletal examination, wee bit of irritation on your hip, but you've had surgery on that side, so that potentially is related to that. But the rest of that was good. You actually did well in the gym with your strength test. Your flexibility was probably better than you thought it would be.
Yeah.
Your balance, I think, probably better than you thought. And then when you come in here, your resting ECG is normal. Lung function was
better than normal.
above average, okay? and from the fitness side, you're working at the level that a normal person would be at your age, but obviously less than a footballer would be. But I would be encouraged by that rather than disappointed, because I think you might have expected your results would have been worse than that, Paul. Now that gives you a bit of a basis to move forward, knowing that as a base you're pretty good, and that means it's not as hard, not saying it's easy, but to regain that fitness.
See that type of stuff, how do you train though? Because I went a lot of runs, long distance runs, I felt like still when I keep that I was miles off that still.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you need to do the interval stuff. Working hard, allow yourself to recover. That's a bit like football.
Right.
Football, you don't just go out and run at the one pace. It's like running fast, recovering, walking. So you need to do a bit more of that, and that will get you a bit fitter for football and also for doing tests like that.
Can't wait to come back now. Thanks very much, Doc. A pleasure. Thanks, sir. All the best.
No.
Cheers.
Talk my
Good luck.
legend, guys.
Right.
So after that medical, it was really time to get to work. So I spoke to a PT in Cammy, who was going to come on board and work with me. And I met Cammy actually for a coffee before it. So we went through everything. It sounded really good, and it was amazing what he'd done. And he was going to sort of put me through all these tests and whatever, and sort of build me up for the full time I'm going to be doing this. And then the first PT session I had with him was hell. Absolutely dreading this first day of the PT session. This is the first day obviously back from the medical at Hampden, which was an embarrassment really. I know we all like a laugh, but that was a 30-year-old man in condition like that. So listen, it's up to obviously me now to work hard, and this is the first day of the PT with Cammy, and I'm dreading it to be honest, but hey ho, let's go. How you doing, Cammy boy? Alright, my man?
How you doing? Not bad, you?
Shiting it, mate. Absolutely
Nothing
shiting
to worry
it.
about. Absolutely nothing to worry about. You'll be fine.
So what have you got for us today, mate?
So plan of day, obviously, just good fitness test at Hampden. So it's obviously identified some things we want to work on.
Ready to go?
You feel alright?
I shite myself.
You'll be fine. Get a bucket to spew in it. Oh, you're still with me. Yeah, I need to do that. I'm 15. Last 10. Other side of the box. Come on. Come on. 5, 4, 3. Mate. Press. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yep, open up, yep. Drive the Paul Slane all the way. Yep, 3, 2, 1. Yep, back down. Go right out. One, back down. Go on, drive. Good, open up. And back down, good, well done. See if I got past that one. You tell me when we're at 8 out of 10. This may be sick, that's fine. This is why nobody likes fitness coaches.
Yes, go on, mate. Push through it.
3, 2, 1, yep.
Go on, Slane. Good start, love that. Great start. Turn quick. Yes.
10.
Go on, push!
Come on, Slaney, get in!
You're gonna beat your time!
I'm about to.
No, you're fine. You just think, yeah, come on. Up you get. Come on, mate, you're doing great. Nearly there, 2 to go, the last 2 are easy. Good boy. Yes, go on, mate. Push through it. Yeah, on him. Take the pace down. Come on, Sonny. Come on, step.
Hey.
Yourself. Just make sure you can clear.
Come on, Slaney!
When I felt the gun after that, at first I thought I was going to be sick, but when that sort of passed, I genuinely thought at that point there's no chance I'm going to actually be able to play. And that was a battle itself, but I just felt so off it. It was incredible.
You definitely do it, mate. Come on, one. Last one of the day and then you're done. Weekend off. Test yourself, mate. Come on, I bet you can do it.
Come on, Slaney.
Let's go. Go. Last one. 1 minute.
One. Yep.
Go on, Paul. Good lad, good start.
10, brilliant!
Go on, mate, push! Last one! Good man, Slaney, good.
Brilliant, Slaney!
Stronger than you think, mate.
20!
Keep going, Paul! Don't slow!
Keep it going!
I'll get harder if you slow it down! What is it? 3 runs for you? 3 runs to go, come on! 3 runs, Paul! Keep going! Good, mate, you've got 2 runs after this, push yourself! Last 2! Give everything you've got! Go on, mate. Boy. Push the last one!
Go, Slaney, let's finish up here!
Go on, Slaney! Good man! Excellent move!
How you feeling after that, mate?
I was sick, mate.
That's
No
alright,
joke, I feel awful. So far off it. Even when we were doing the run, see the warm up? See when we were doing run?
Yeah.
I could feel my legs at the last lap run. I was like, how am I going to actually be able to start day 8 in here? And then like that, I feel so my way to.
You did brilliant, mate. You did fine. Sometimes it's, that's what I'm saying. This is the hardest it will be. So I mean, you got through it. You did everything well. Sometimes to get where we want to be, we need to take the body and the mind to a place it doesn't want to go. So
I don't mind being unfit, mate. I get that,
brilliant.
but I don't know. I just feel so like pure lack of energy or any.
Like I say, mate, it's money in the bank now. So you did well, mate. Honestly, you're doing yourself a discredit. If it's meant to be easy, everyone would do it. So
I just faint.
Don't do that. Silent will give you mouth to mouth.
Oh mate, no thanks mate, I appreciate that.
You did well, mate. Well done.
Cheers, man.
So when I remember phoning Si that night, I was just because he was obviously, him and my family and stuff are like the most supportive of us. Genuine, do you know what I mean? It was genuine. It wasn't just people sort of wanting you to get back fit. They genuinely wanted to see me get back playing. And I remember on the phone to him that night, and I was being as honest as I could with him. I was like, mate, I don't a feeling inside me just telling me that I can't do this. But he said, just keep going with it. And if you don't feel anything's changing sort of in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, he was like, I promise you, then like don't bother with it. But he was like, I promise you in a week's time, you'll be feeling much better. That was probably the moment at the time I realised that I was going to keep going with it.
I'm 2.5k in. I'm breathing my fucking hole. I'm not stopping. Do not fucking stop. Keep going. Do it to the right side. There's 2 guys with dogs. Give me a message at the end.
So after that phone call, I sort of said to myself, I'm going to keep this going. And Cam had sent through a plan of week to week of what stuff I was doing. So I had it all there, knew the training I had to do. As it was going on, I started feeling like I'm getting somewhere. I was losing a lot more weight. I mean, visibly, everybody was saying that to you, looking a lot slimmer. I was starting to feel much fitter and much more now where I was feeling like there could be a chance of me actually playing here.
It's about 2:30 in the morning now. The man and sister have tested positive yesterday for COVID. Clatty bastards. But the reason I'm doing this now is I've woke up with a throat feeling scratchy. Temperature building up. So they'll hear it in the morning, that's for sure. When they get up, you'll be hearing a full raft of it for me. But I could not have came at a worse time, sorry. Oh mate.
That Sunday was the time when I'd felt like it was the fittest I'd been at. I was progressing really, really well. And then that came and I thought, oh, can you have the worst possible outcome?
Can you see that? And it is the 2 lines. Absolutely devastated.
I think the first 5 days, genuinely didn't eat not one thing. Not even soup or anything like that, didn't eat a thing. So when the 5 days I hadn't been putting it into my body, I was sort of wasting away to nothing. And all the work you've put in there the last few months, I kept thinking like, I'm going to need to put that in again, because how badly I felt. When we tested negative again and I could sort of get back outside again and get back training, I'd sort of lost that drive again, which I had for months. And even when I was going out, I still felt that my body wasn't right. And I was plodding away, just sort of getting by, like diet wasn't perfect or anything like that. And then I remember I said I was going down the green, but it was Si's self actually. Si came and met me at the green where I thought I was just going to be going down myself, and he came down and just battered us for however long it was.
Oh, mate.
Si's I think we're about 5 minutes away, so this is the part you feel fucking ill. I honestly just feel so sick.
Are you ready? Yeah. You want to be getting about pitch and a half. Maybe a wee bit less, mate, alright? Right. So 6 back, 18 back, half back, 18 back, 6 back, full back. Right. Ready, mate? On you go. I'll set this up while he's doing that. Good, that's one done, great time!
Hello?
10 seconds. You done the full end? Aye. Then you go back to 6. And time! Yes, you've got 2 minutes rest, mate. Okay, now. I don't want to take so much out of me, mate. Fuck. Good man, love that. Yes, let's go. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 for you. Good. 3, 4. Oh shit, leave it. Yes. Sorry. 5, 6, 7, 8. Last one. Get round us. Get round me. Let's go on, you're out your dribble. And then as quick as you can, then it's a sprint to the red, mate. Yes, you're coming in off that left wing, you're bouncing your strike over a 1-2 the shot. Good, mate. Yes, you're up to the boys, let's go. To the end. Good, mate. Good, come on. This is a quick bit. Sprint. Now you've got your jog recovery all the way to the yellows, as long as you don't walk. Take the ball with you. As long as you don't walk. Keep a jog, that's nearly a walk. It's too close to a walk for me. Good pace. Don't give up. You can do it, mate. Keep telling yourself you can do it. Come on, last wee big one. Come on, you're nearly there. Last 10 seconds, you're done. And you get it. Let's go. Brilliant, son. Yeah. And time. Minute rest, good boy. Really good swing, happy with that. Turning in 2 touch. Most normal players at this level would take 4 touches, but you're doing it in 2, mate. Good. Just get your foot, you're nearly there. Well, anyone can get fit, mate. Come on, Slane, you're fine. You're nearly there. Few short ones. Tight. Keep the quality up. Tight. Let's go and get that wee one. Come on, you're nearly there. Last one, passes. Last one, get the ball and you're finished. You get the ball and you're done. Hey, we've only got one more of that, mate. Excellent. Easy for you. Cruising it.
No, I'm going to be whitey.
Fine, it's fine. If you're sick. Got 30 seconds, Slane, we're in here. Good man. Get to it. That's the meal dealer. Come on, let's go. You've got 15 seconds. I'm going to play, yes, sir. You can start there. Good, Slane. Every one of my hands. I love it. Finish on the sprint. You ready to get to that red cone and you're done. Go on, can you lift it? Lift it to the red. And time! Fucking excellent, Slane. Well done, mate, brilliant. What a good standard that was. Yeah. Brilliant, mate. Good lad. Really good, mate. Right, man, yeah, shit. Brilliant. Keep that going, mate. You're doing great. Alright?
Yes, aye.
Right. I'll message you later.
Thanks, mate.
See you, mate.
After the first mate, I thought there's no way I can get through this. It's just about the way I felt then. And I waited there. I was like, fucking seat, mate. Honestly, if that's it, I can see stars. It's going to be so hard, mate, to get back. You don't realise what when you're out. You don't realise how fit these players are. 10 years out of the game, mate, you know what I mean? It's hard to fucking... Oh my god. I can feel it rubbing at the very start. Oh, you fucker. I can feel that rubbing out the whole day. Oh.
Oh, fuck me, man. Need to go and get a kilt fitted now, man. Need to change a clothes or anything. Need to rock up like this. Goodness me. Need to change your knickers, man. If you know what to do, no mate with a pantsuit, you know, get a kilt. My God, the missus a treat for the night, innit? Blows it last in the kilt on. Fuck me, man. I remember at the time I obviously spoke to Si a lot, but I spoke to Jimmy O'Hara, came to do a podcast and stuff, and he was giving his advice, which helped a lot.
Do you want to do it?
Aye, I do. And for so long.
I mean, do you though?
No,
because where's your mental? Because look, we know you've got the ability, right? You play for Celtic, you've got the ability. Where's your mental head at?
But I started a few months ago.
Well, you look slim.
He does.
You look trim.
I've been trim.
I mean, your core's not great, but you look trim, mate.
I think you can do it, mate.
I just need to.
Do you want to do it? I think if you want to do it, you should do it. You're a long time retired. I don't know how long you've not been playing. You've not played football?
10 years, mate.
Last professional game, is it?
But you can still play though, right?
I've got 100%.
You never lose it.
Do you think that my one worry is I will get fitter, right? But can you get the sharpness back though?
With games, yeah. You need an extra long pre-season. I'll be looking to just play games and just get your sharpness back. One-on-one sessions. If you listen, mate, one thing you'll realise, you've played there as well. You've been at Celtic, right? You've played at the top level. One thing you'll see, the lower down you go, the ball turns over way much more because they're not good enough to give the ball away. But one thing you can't fucking be is not fit.
Yeah,
if you're not fit, you just make yourself look like a prick.
See, when you, Jimmy, in your career, when you get like a time you get a really bad injury, did you really struggle with that to come back from it?
Yeah, horrible. I hated it. I've never got back from injuries. In the end, it just deflates you, doesn't it?
Right.
It demoralises you when you're just picking up injuries and you see an 18-year-old who's nowhere near your standard or level, but he's fit. He's just fitter than you.
That's the most important thing,
that's the biggest thing. You've got to be fit.
Yeah.
So it'd be great to be.
Mate, get fit, mate. Come on, I want to see you out there.
It's the easiest thing in the world to get fit, mate. Anyone can
get fit. I mean, you can't get better looking, but
this guy's fucking relentless, isn't he? The one with Charlie was probably the biggest for me because I wanted to genuinely know what he felt about me coming back, and because Charlie would just be honest with you.
When's the last time you kicked the ball before this?
10 years.
Shut up.
Last one was at Broadwood. I kicked my dad's balls in a regular occurrence, but see when I was at Clyde, by the way, the last thing I kicked was the dugout and put my foot through the dugout when Fergie took me off.
Have you not had a ball anywhere? Because you used to dribble a ball about the corridors.
But I had no word of a lie here. I actually couldn't look at a football because I would burst at greeting.
Were you fit? Was that one of your qualities? If I'd have said, I would have guessed that was a guy with 3 lungs.
Oh, that's the worst. No, you don't want that.
How not?
3 lungs as a player.
Being hard working and being
hard
fit.
working.
No, but I mean as a player. I suppose. Genuinely, do you actually think it's possible?
Aye.
Do you honestly?
Aye.
You can be at the game for that long and then.
I'm feeling Tyson Fury vibes.
Yeah, if you could come
and the shape he was in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was like me in the medical one, the first one.
Yeah.
Fury body.
A baby right.
I think you'll be alright, Paul. I think you'll be. Fingers crossed your injuries didn't come back to get you, but I think if the way you've been going about your business, I'd say so. But listen, we believe in you more than anyone, don't we?
Obviously, at the time I was sort of getting back fit. Open Goal had obviously came up with a partnership with Broomhill to be in the Lowland League, which was amazing because since I came on the podcast, everybody at Open Goal absolutely were obsessed with football. They were so passionate about it and had their idea of how, like especially Si, obviously, who was going to be the manager, how he wanted to play and stuff. So it was an incredible journey to see what Open Goal started, interviewing Kevin Thompson, and now we were going to be a club in the Lowland League. That was amazing, and Si being the manager. What I think what kept happening was when I was getting back fit, I think people were thinking. Some people would sort of say, "Are you going to play Broomhill?" At that, genuinely, at the point, I never ever thought that. Never came in because Si, for a start, we were really close, but would never ever have me anywhere near playing if I wasn't the same fitness levels or same as the rest of the boys. It would never ever work. It could never be a Palzac. So at that point, that never sort of even entered my mind. So I remember I went along to the open goal, the Broomhill launched the press conference, and that was incredible. It was some turnout, like proper, like all the media were there. Si was obviously sitting there about to do the press conference, and genuinely had a pure buzz about me, seeing how amazing it was. And at that point I kept thinking, well, it'd be great to be a part of that, in some way, and then either of us would never say to each other, and because I wouldn't put myself in a position where I was trying to play if I wasn't right, and he would when he either asked me to play if I wasn't ready. But I remember, I think it was there, he said it was a wee flat, I can't remember what he said, it was a sort of wee passing comment. He went, could maybe get you playing, but that way I thought, don't know if he's joking with that or he's knowing again. That sort of in my head I thought he's been serious with this here, and then that gave me a wee sort of boost again. So for the points I said that comment, like I could be part of it, then I thought to myself, like I've been doing a lot of work, but I need to get myself actually playing matches, 5-a-side, 7-a-side. So I remember going into the podcast one day, and I said to the lads, like I said to Andy, Kev, Si, about like I want to play 5s and 7s. I remember Andy was saying that his brother Robbie played with Neilston Juniors, and he plays 5s every week. So we got in touch with him, and I went the next night. I went and played the 5s.
Good, yeah. Yes, benches. Yep, you are. Yep. Yes, my boy.
Yes, yes!
Don't top face, Rob. Don't top face, thanks for the right. Alright.
We'll get Robbie in and all, Andy's brother. He's earlier. And we can get a lift for him and all.
How do you think, Paul? How do you think I done today, mate? Compared to the last day.
Previously it was scratchy, wasn't it? Tell you what, man, different man when the camera's come out.
I thought it was very good there, do you?
I would say, well, camera does tell lies, is it? So, go and find it.
I was unreal there. I felt the sharpness that coming back.
So the game was an hour. How long do you think the highlight reel will be?
Well, I think the game was an hour, but I think I was in goal for about 50 minutes. Yeah, what's you and Andy obviously grew up. Who would you think was a better brother? More talented wise?
More talented and what?
Ability wise. Playing football, you and Andy.
Football?
Think you were better than Andy?
It'd be Andy, innit?
Do you think so?
Tell you what, it'd be very worrying if it was fucking me.
How do you think you played there, seriously? How do you think you done?
Very poor.
And that, but the boys are there, the boys were good, weren't they?
Mate, I tell you, didn't I? Stan's a joke.
That's very good.
But
it's mental, but mate, I was saying that there.
Different animal this week,
doesn't matter how good you are, mate. We were saying that earlier. Doesn't matter how good you are, see if you can get fitness, mate, you can forget it. Can't you know?
Nah, I know.
Because I don't like the boys are doing great, but see if you're sharp, mate, you're fit, got a chance, ain't you?
Ability's there for you, innit?
Honestly, mate, I just think...
Did you feel better then?
Aye, I felt
sharper. Well better, mate.
There's something inside me, I feel that's burning you, Robbie. I honestly feel it's burning, I think it's ready to come on.
Tell me you're saying about fitness, see if you can handle it for you, mate.
I know.
Best, innit? Cameras are here.
I think I was much better before the
camera. Mate, do you notice a crowd?
Mm-hmm.
They're saying about admission fee for...
Right, Robbie, what a man. Thanks very much. See you next week.
Well played, bro. Well played.
Me and Kev, the big man phoned me and said we're recreating Faddy's goal, but we need a goalkeeper, so I thought this can't be right. But do you know what? It was actually weird. See, when me and Kev went on Hampden, the big man was actually relegated as well. The big man, because he obviously played at Hampden with Scotland, I think he get really emotional. And we just kept on staring at the stadium. But to be fair, it was some buzz. Being out in that pitch, think a lot of people think, what are these two doing here? But then, obviously, we were recreating his goal, running down, crossed it and whatever, big man finished it, and then being on that pitch there, thinking against another wee thing, you're thinking, I need to be playing in pitch, no pitch like hand and foot, but just being out there every week.
Yes! Let's go in! Go on, Frankie! Come on, kid! Yes!
Obviously we got a chat with Faddy after it, I think that was one of the best for me.
Slaney,
How you
still
doing,
got
mate?
it, pal?
I know, that's 8 weeks in now, mate. Finally, after 10 years making a comeback, mate. Do you honestly, right, Faddy, do you think I can do it? 10 years out the game, right? I'm going to get one last push. But what I'm really worried about, mate, is you can get fit, but can that sharpness still come back?
Aye, if you're serious about it, if you're doing it for the right reasons. I think that, you know, you never lose that enthusiasm for the game. So with a wee bit of training, by the way, when you go into training with the boys, your touch is going to be horrific at the start, but that's like every pre-season, innit? No, it's every pre-season you feel like you've never kicked a ball, and that's only having 4 or 5 weeks off sometimes. So no, I think you have, as long as you're motivated for the right reasons and you're doing it because you love playing football and it's not a publicity stunt, you do it properly, then aye, of course you can.
See, when you met, when I met you at Motherwell, you're sort of near the end of your career. Did you ever feel then you were like, I don't want this anymore?
No,
never.
No.
Do you think you can ever feel like that?
No, I think you can lose the love. I think you can fall into love with football. But when I started, I loved playing, and when my last day's training ever, I loved playing. So every day I love getting into training and trying to be the best. And you get older and try and help the younger players and just kind of pass that on. But I think your enthusiasm, it doesn't go. Your problem the reason why you quit, obviously you had problems with injury, but it was more a mental thing and more you coping with that side of it. Yeah. So now that you've decided to go back, nobody's making you do it.
No, that's the difference.
You need to go and do it for yourself, and just remember that pain. The first, the day you decide that that's it, the first couple of years after that. Yeah. And use that to say, I don't want to feel like that again. Listen, it might not work, but as long as you're going to get your best shot, then it might help you to kind of deal with the feelings for 10 years ago. Yeah.
No, mate, I'm absolutely buzzing, and as you seen there, mate, that was unreal, wasn't it? You can't lose that, as you said. What a player.
You can't lose it, but I think as long you're still young, you're still fit, don't start thinking about what you can do. Don't put a limit on what you're doing. Obviously be aware of what kind of player you're going to be, and don't try and run before you can walk, but don't be getting in with any kind of negativity, any doubts, or else if you feel like that, don't do it, because you need to go in and get your best shot for you, for your team, for your teammates. There will be pressure on you. I'm not trying to put you off. There will be pressure because people look and say, is this for real? Is it for publicity?
Yeah.
So that's something you're going to have to deal with. Don't look at it and say, when you've done your first training session, I can't do it. Or when you've played your first game, I can't do it. You need to give yourself time. You've been in it for a long time. Yeah. So you then just build it up and try and pick good moments. You're probably, throughout your career, you would have hung on to bad moments more than good moments. So for now, you go, right, what did I do well? And don't ignore the bad moments and say, that's fine, but acknowledge them and say, well, I've done this, can I do a wee bit more of that and a wee bit less of that, and try and build it up, because you're not going to be the wee direct winger that burst onto the scene at Motherwell straight away, because that was a carefree. You're older now, and that's what happens when you play football. You start to think more. But if you can try and get into that mindset of I'm back to being the young winger, I'm back to being carefree. If it doesn't work, then I'm not going to kill myself, or I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I'm going to just go and try and go again and be like that, and just, it's all about enjoyment. You need to enjoy what you're doing. If you're not going to enjoy it, if there's any part of it you say, I'm not enjoying this, then you need to think about it and either say, I'm not going to do it, or come on, look, what a chance you've got to get back playing a game that everybody loves. They don't. You've got a great chance, and do it for yourself, do it for your family, and do it for everybody that wants to see the wee Hornley winger running down the wing.
I think he was probably the biggest. No, for a different sort of angle, I think he was a massive help in it at that time. we had the medical, the return medical was coming up in a week's time, and I thought to myself, I need to try get as many sort of high intensity runs in or high intensity games in. So I sort of battered myself up until this medical, and I remember it was 4 days before I'd played a game of fives, but I was, at this point I was properly flying. I'd felt like almost right back to myself, and I remember I was pressing the boy, and he was running, and he stopped quickly, and then he started again, and as I went to start, I felt this sharp pain right from my hip, and that's exactly what happened 9 years ago when my hip actually went.
So that's us here, back again, 8 weeks ago when it all started. It's been torturous, to be honest. I never thought it was going to be as hard as it was. I didn't think I could have done it. I really didn't think I could have done it. Get myself in a shape or a place that I could play again, train. But hey, I'm here, I'm feeling good. So, but the only issue is I've got a wee problem with my hip. Got a wee issue with what happened last week, so that might sort of hinder us today with this. But listen, I'm here, I feel, the shape of it's incredible. Honestly, the best I think in Scottish football at the moment. Oh, so, do you remember that's 8 weeks? Was it deja vu, lads?
I'll wait.
I think it. Man, oh sorry, pal, I'm the line back.
Keep walking.
I know that as well. How you doing? All right?
Here we come. Go on in. Good to see you.
How you doing, legend? All right?
Seamus, how you doing?
You good? Hit me everest, lads. Obviously, I was absolutely buzzing. This was the full focus of last week. You know what I mean? To get back here. I never thought I could do it, but that should be so buzzing a day to come and do it. But
so give us a wee idea of where you've got up to. Give us a wee idea of where you've got up to up until the injury that you're going to fill us in on.
So last week, well, just to quickly tell you, last week I was playing fives, short and sharp stuff, and I felt like a pain go right through my hip.
Okay.
Previously what I had sort of 10 years ago, whatever it's been there. But before then, we'd done all this sort of stuff that you sent the programme. We started sort of moderate or whatever, we went into running. We then started to sort of much more sort of high intensity stuff running.
Okay.
Then we were going to then actually ball work, playing fives, sort of playing sevens or whatever it was. Got my weight away down, started to actually feel like a player again. At first I just felt like a slob, do you know what I mean? Just trying to get about.
Yeah.
And I started, as I say, to feel really good. Up until last week, I mean, couldn't make it up at the time. But I don't, you know what? I might actually be able to sort of push through it. We'll see. Because obviously maybe we'll look at it and see. We can have a wee chat about it then. But up until the last sort of 8 weeks, it's been good up until last week.
Okay. And have you been able to do anything over the last week or 10 days?
So no. What I thought was, because this was coming up, I said I don't want to aggravate it, I don't want to make it any worse, so I'll try to rest it. But I went out a wee run yesterday morning, just slow, and started slow, felt fine to jog slow, but as soon as I started to try to go a bit quicker, I could feel it pull slightly.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the right word, but it did feel like a sort of sharp pain was coming when I speeded up on it, and so I don't know.
Okay. So I think the first thing is, you know, for your own welfare, you've obviously been training over that period of time, you're building up towards pre-season and getting back to playing again. So the most important thing is not to aggravate something and put you back, okay?
Yeah.
So what we'll do today is we'll get your hip assessed properly and see what it looks like the underlying diagnosis is, and then we can make a wee plan. Right. So we'll get one of our senior physios to have a look at you while you're here, and we can tie that up, okay? Yeah. And then at least we're in a better position of knowing how things are going to go over the next couple of weeks. It'd be wrong to put you on the treadmill today without either knowing what the underlying diagnosis is, and it's wrong, since you've done well over the last 6 or 8 weeks, to end up aggravating this and making things worse.
Right, over the truth.
I'll play after it for you.
Aye, okay, well that's your arm down.
Because I want to be up when I get the cameras, so that means because that'll be the best comeback ever.
I'm not toned yet.
You don't want to give away
No,
too early.
not too much.
I feel you're grabbing far too much out there. Oh, that's not bad. What's that been? 6 weeks, 8 weeks?
Aye, 6 weeks.
That's
8 weeks, 2 weeks after COVID, so.
Just over 3% body fat, almost 4% body fat you've lost.
Is that good?
Very good. In a short period of time, you've lost over half a stone, so about 3.5 kilos as well. So that's pretty good going for such a short period of time. Now, you get big gains at the start because you're just getting back to exercising, so it's about pushing on and just getting fitter now. You're still, I think it's 2 kilos just over the ideal weight that we're looking for.
Still got a bit to
so
go.
You just get a wee bit to go, but that might have been the last few weeks part of that.
Aye.
Just maybe not training as much and
eating a bit
differently than you should have been. So that's very good.
Same thing on this side. Okay, I'm going to take your knee across and I'm going to bring your... Yeah, okay.
And that feels deep inside when you do that.
Alright, so from there, let's have a look at your strength a little bit further up now. So push your ankle out into my hand. Good. And push it.
Feel that a wee bit?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's try it again. So this time I want you to push your knee down nice and hard. We're going to do it side lying as well. Push your knee down first, then push your ankle out for me. Good. Okay. Pick a spot and let's see what you can do. So cues are feet together, knees straight. Think about what you did to flatten your lower back down. Shoulder blades together. Alright, volley it back to me. In terms of training, we'll skip this. So bike work, pool work, really trying to get that loading going, but you're going to need to stay away from football for a couple of weeks. Yeah. Well, I'll see you again and we'll see if we can push it up another level.
What a gang, mate. Thank you so much.
Alright, no worries.
Thank you.
Don't know how that went there. That's a date that I've penciled in for obviously 8 weeks ago, and it was something that I've been really looking forward to, but I don't know, I feel a bit gutted in me about that. That was a blow, to be fair, because as I said, that was something I'd been really looking forward to that day, and then leaving it that day was a bit of a sickener. It wasn't good, to be fair. I'm somebody that's so up and down. Like if I'd went in that day and done that medical, I would have been absolutely flying, like buzzing. But the opposite effect I get when he said you can't do it, it was just like, no rock bottom, obviously there's a lot worse things that happened, but I just felt really low. So obviously after leaving Celtic, I had obviously a problem with my hip, and then that was, at that time I can't even, thinking back now, I can't actually remember what place I was in. Like, I was sort of constantly going out. I think what had happened was I was going to meet the hip surgeon to get surgery, and then it was a 2 week period where I'd just been going out, and I think I was just sort of numbing the pain, and obviously had a shocker. So I'd done what I'd done, and then came back to sort of the front page of the paper. So like, I knew when I was younger, obviously you don't really think it, but you knew, like, if your man dad's point of view, if you've got a kid who's been a Celtic player, like they must be the proudest parents in the world, and then in the space of a month they're seeing their son in the front of the paper for other reasons, which destroyed me. And the part that I could never ever sort of get out of my head was, like, I do like a laugh and I like a joke, but that is the last type of person I'm a. I know it's easy to say that because obviously I've done what I've done, but I think when after that, the big thing that would destroy me was when people would think that's who I was, and even people I'd like
was close to, they sort of distanced themselves, or if I'd ever tried to get into a club, or no every club actually, some clubs were like that's life or whatever, but some people would as I said, distance themselves, or they wouldn't reply to you, and it just felt like I could never get away from it. At that point that was the worst, because obviously the worst thing was obviously putting I'm a big boy, you know what I mean, but it's putting my family through that. But then after that, anything I tried to do, that was just constantly the thing there. No matter what it was, work, going out with people, and then people thinking you're that type of person, or just thinking you're nuts all the time. So
Come on into the wee man's mansion. This is where all the magic happens. How we doing, Paul, alright? The fans, in you come. Wait a minute, I'm going to just show before we get in. Unbelievable, Celtic debut. 15-year-old, Europa League. Hat-trick that day. Get this man. There's a wee man there. There's a wee job, Philip. Shambles. You ready, mate?
Aye, that's cool.
How you doing, hen, alright?
Hi, how are you, Chuck?
Nice to see you. Are you watching the boxing?
No, it's just on.
Cool if you go and shut yourself. So this is obviously the Mad's house. We're in here, we're going to have a wee chat about obviously trying to get back fit and all that, so listen, just calm yourself right down. You feel alright? You didn't get the biscuit or coffees on for us?
Paul, there was 4 strawberry tarts this morning that Big Kim made for work and they're finished.
Big Kim?
I call her Big because she's tall.
Where have you ate them all?
Me and George ate them.
So listen, I think this will be brilliant today. And I think this is one of the... You don't seem if you're too...
I'm fine.
You sure?
Aye.
Right, I'm going to go and what I'm going to do is, Rob, I'm going to go and get the coffees, tea and biscuits.
I'll be first. Do you sweet tea?
Do something funny if you can't, please.
No,
do something daft,
no.
come on.
No,
something funny,
behave.
do something funny. You got a door, please?
Yes.
I made you a wee coffee now.
Oh, cheers. I'll be first.
What am I seriously, what would you say about me, about the place, about the house?
Do absolute hee-haw. All you do is make mess. The biggest pain in the bum.
Think so?
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe that's actually been about 9-10 years since the last time I played? That's incredible, isn't it?
Seems a long time, aye.
But see when I told you that, right?
Mm-hmm.
See when I told you that I was maybe thinking about getting back playing and trying to go through the training again, I looked at your eye and you didn't seem as if you were happy. No, happy with it, but...
No, I was worried because obviously you've been through a lot by playing football, the injuries and all that, so I was quite scared to actually the thought of anything like that happening again, because that was just years of misery, really. Just because of all the operations, and it was one after another.
Yeah.
Within 18 months you had like 7 operations, so it was so hard to watch you going through all that, and then at the end there was nothing, you know, so I just felt as if it was quite, when I heard you saying that, I was quite scared in case.
It came up again, but I think now that, I think it's different now. It's back then, that was my whole, that was different to me, different since I was a kid.
You've done different things now, and the open goal's really great, you've done well with that.
Yeah.
So it's different, but back then that was
That was
your whole life
everything
was football.
when I was a kid. But is there any part of you that you're actually thinking, I'd actually like to see him play again, or you're not bothered?
I'd love to see you playing.
Because you keep every game.
I love to see you playing, but only if it's the right thing for you, obviously, do you know what I mean?
You and Dad didn't miss a game.
No, but we loved watching you because you were such a good player. But also, no, you were really good. But also, you enjoyed it, and we enjoyed it. There wasn't a lot, we didn't put pressure on you,
No,
nothing
never.
like that. We always told you to go out and have good fun. And every year, we hope you did progress every year. You seem to get better all the time. So we just thought it was a matter that was you signed football, and that was the end of it, sort of. We didn't expect all these injuries and all that. And that, obviously, when you got the injuries, that really felt you doing a lot.
The injuries I got to Celtic, I couldn't believe it. You were saying we've never spoke about that.
Never. You kind of shut off us. You never spoke about it, and you're really down after everything. So.
But I always remember when I came home, I never ever came in to speak to you. I locked myself in the room, and that was about 2 years, wasn't it?
Aye, that went on for a long time, and we were dead concerned, obviously, but because you were keeping yourself, you were always dead outgoing and full of fun, and then you just went really, really down. And
Didn't leave my bed. I can always remember that.
It was worrying. It was really worrying.
When I'm thinking back to that time, I actually remember literally no leaving my room. Only time I'd leave my room, but then when I got to training,
I would go in and hide for everybody and train. So I'd go up the gym, do my stuff in the gym. I'd be with the physio who helped me massively through that. But then I've said this, and I think we have a sort of joke about it now, but I used to actually hide in the toilet because I couldn't cope with signing with Celtic, not be able to play, injured again, another operation, but then coming back here.
Up to, I'd say about 16, 17, you were really outgoing, loved your football and dedicated to it. You weren't one of the boys running about the corners or, no there's any harm in that, people do whatever, but you were kind of, all you wanted to do was play football, you never drank, that was it, your life was football and that was it. So it was quite hard to watch you going the other way, then you didn't want to sort of go out the house and you didn't want to go to football, you never liked any of it.
What you doing? You coming out sitting for 5 minutes? Just sit beside mum, yeah? Oh, this will be good. So must know what you're talking about now, right?
Right.
You don't need to go serious one as a posh. she's been brilliant, I can't believe it. She's been so right. No, what we were saying there is, I can't believe when I was putting myself to whatever that sort of the injuries I was getting, we've never actually, we never spoke about that. But what I can remember...
Well, we did a wee bit. Because it was kind of me, because I remember when you left Celtic, you texted me that day saying, can you tell me the family have let me go? I told you and Dad.
Aye, I remember that.
You text me, I was at uni I think, would I have been at uni? Aye. And you text me a text saying, Celtic's let me go, they've took me in, I'm really upset, can you tell Mum and Dad? And I told them.
Did I?
And then I would come up to your room and talk to you.
I can remember...
And you were dead, sitting no happy, but you spoke a bit to me.
And then but the problem is when I left, I had the hip problem.
Right.
So I couldn't go to a team and play.
Because she crashed you. We went to Ross Hall and Dad got your hip done and then he came out in a wheelchair
She
and
crashed me into the door.
Do you remember that? Twice I done it.
You didn't have any other life experience because you'd done that for your wee. You didn't care about school really, did you?
No.
And you didn't,
I could have been good at school, but...
No, I don't see you weren't.
No, I know,
you didn't care and you had never worked, had you? No.
No, never.
So you didn't have any experience at anything but that, so that was all you really knew.
I mean, I remember that time when I got that hip surgery, I remember it. In my head I was sitting, I can't move from my bed, like, I know I was always in my bed, but this one I actually forced to be in my bed, I couldn't move from my bed. And I was sitting thinking, like, I can't now, I'm stuck here with no a penny. I can't move my hip, this is going to be like this for so long. So I went for there and now I'm literally like, I've got nothing almost.
Motherwell was the happiest days. I mean,
when you played when we were in Europe, was it Flamatari or whatever they were?
That was amazing, that European run was
You loved
brilliant.
that and all.
well, I'll tell you that my memories of that. See, the game was amazing, right? But see, the next morning, I got up at 6 o'clock, bought every single paper you could get, there were 6 papers, went to McDonald's and sat in McDonald's with coffee and had them spread on the table, looking at all the phones. I was so excited.
Do you know, but the days, but I mean, I've said this before, but I mean, everybody's fat, like, since when I was 12 and we went to the games every weekend, everybody was either dad came or maybe their ma, but we had the lot of us squashing that back. Do you remember the
Weasleys?
Do you remember? But we met at Motherwell and we went on all the motors followed each other and our motor started smoking.
Remember
that? On the motorway.
Do you know what I remember, Paul? This is something you'll probably remember. You were playing a game, it was only me went that day and we got the train. And I said, we need to get juice. And we got after training and we went to farm foods. And you went, what are you doing? I went, I'm just going to get you juice. You went, you better not get a farm foods bag. You're not coming with that. But I ended up getting 2 big bags of farm foods. And you started shouting at me, you better get that out of the way. You're not coming with my football. So I had to hide them in the bushes. We went and watched the game. You played well that day as well. We came back to the train station and I'm looking in the bushes for the bags and they weren't there.
Somebody
stole them. Do you remember?
Somebody nicked them, Nah, they were.
They were all good days, happy days. Because Celtic's the team you grew up liking, right, and supporting, whatever you want to call it, but Motherwell was the team you kind of came through.
Loved.
And you did love it, so it was a hard...
You were kind of a big figure at Motherwell, but then when you went to Celtic, you were big.
Aye.
But you liked Chris McCart so much as well, and he was very good to you. So I think you thought, if I'm going to Celtic, he'll be there, and, you know, whatever.
Aye. Can you remember me making my debut there?
Aye, I was definitely there.
No, you weren't, none of you were there?
No, it was on the telly.
It was on the telly.
No, it was on the telly. You get somebody phoned us or something, remember?
You were watching it?
No, but we didn't know Paul was going to come on.
No, I was on the bench.
We were out.
He was on the bench.
Remember we met somebody outside and then we had to run down the house. We said Paul might be coming on.
We were watching
it. No.
Can you remember watching it, but?
Aye.
I remember it,
What did you do when I came on?
I was kissing the telly. I was kissing the telly. I was so excited.
That mean you'll never ever you'll never forget that. But I don't want to be negative here, but I hate fighting about it because when I done that with the best in the world, but because I never done anything from it, I find it so hard to think of because I kept, it was a dream to keep going on, but
was still an unbelievable feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Can you remember when I actually stopped playing? Because I mean, it was, I went to air. See, the part-time's a shambles, wasn't it?
But you were very, like, I don't think you actually wanted to do it.
No.
You were you were vulnerable. That's the word I would say. You weren't happy. It got into these kind of team.
You were unfit and all.
You were unfit. But you...
No, I was.
I'm not saying there was an anger in you. It was like as if, this is rubbish, I don't want to play here, I don't want to, you know, I don't mean you were better than that, but you had been up there and then you never got the chance to do that.
Well, I think you were still wanting to train at high standards and play at high standards, whereas some of these guys had jobs and other things, priorities,
But I don't
No,
but I don't think I could either. It was part-time and my hip was still knackered and my ankle, and I was like, but at the time, you must have see watching me at Motherwell, and even at Celtic when the reserve games, to watching me at Ayr Clyde, it was like two different people.
You weren't happy, that was the main thing. You were never happy.
At that point, I think we didn't want you to play at all because you just... You hated it, you were depressed every day.
Aye.
It was horrible to actually watch you play because
That was horrible.
play good because you weren't...
You were actually kicking the ball away and you didn't want the ball, you weren't interested really.
I hate players that do this, but do you remember that? I went through phases just keep kicking people.
Aye,
What was that? No, I did.
But you were so angry with the way, obviously, the level of football and whatever.
But you should never act like that. I mean,
No, you should not.
Was that that team? No, it was
Clyde, that was so with Clyde. That was.
That was the worst. Me and Dad were at a game, and you played, and I remember they took you off and you kicked.
Smashed the board.
You smashed the board, and I said I will never go back and watch you because it was just too much. It was like
It was horrendous.
I don't know why you're there.
I mean, do you know what? See that period with Ayr Clyde. I know this is maybe quick, but this will be good. I remember that period. I'd started taking painkillers. So but I mean, don't mean taking painkillers like I was taking them every day.
Aye.
I don't know if it was numb the pain of the injury, it was numb my head. And I remember it started at near the end of Ayr. Oh well, I was only there for a short time, but it started sort of at Ayr where I was doing it, training and playing. But I was running, but my legs were slipping. It was like trying to run with taking all this stuff. You could barely move.
I was sick and all, you know. I remember you always spewing in the park.
I think I was just being unfit probably.
No,
But I could barely. I could barely move. I remember taking that was you knew that was the end when taking painkillers every day to try. As I said, play to get through the pain or the pain in the heat. So it was actually you were actually relieved that I'd stopped playing, weren't you?
I definitely was.
That game at Clyde was the final straw for me. That was it.
I remember that.
I hated to see you so unhappy, and you were for the few years. It was just total unhappiness. And everybody was saying, "Oh, how's Paul?" When I kept saying, "Oh, he's fine." I had nothing to tell him because I knew you weren't happy, but I didn't want to go out and say that you weren't happy. Obviously.
Anybody spoke to like, you're a disgrace for not keep playing. You're like, you don't know anything about me, so just shut up. But then, as you said, you shouldn't even think
They
about
didn't
it.
see it, but we were saying every day. It was heartbreaking. It was actually heartbreaking because you don't look at it. When Paul played football, you just thought that would be him for the rest of your days. I thought that would be you. But obviously, when that kind of crash, you want to say, it was hard to watch. And even my hopes and dreams for you was all vanished. And I'll be honest with you, I would never watch football again. For 4 years I didn't watch football. Could never get excited, and we always went to all the games and all that. Could never go to Celtic, could never watch. And it was hard for me to kind of watch other people coming on and doing really well, because I used to always compare them with you and go, that should have been Paul, that should have been him, because you were as good as these people. It was no as if you had that ability, but I always did compare you and to other people. It took me a long time to actually say, right, let it go. He's moving on now, and you know, these things do happen. I'm being honest, I'm a bit concerned because I hope you don't get any injuries again, right? But on the other hand, if you want to play football, I'm happy for you to go ahead with it, and fingers crossed everything goes okay this time. And I know it's not a level, you were playing it before, so, and you're more mature now to deal with things.
Will you come and watch us? Will you? Don't you ever missed a game, have you?
No.
When I stopped playing, and you've no get the income of being a football player now, you can't work your hips, you can't really move, you've got no money at all, you went for like a Celtic player to absolutely nothing. The other people that, so many people just no speak to you, I mean, they're not interested. It's only the sort of closer people who sort of stay by you. And like the stuff my man and Dan that would do for us, obviously I put them through a lot of shit, do you know what I mean? But they're the ones who all stand by you and support you through it. And then I knew it's good to be, I mean, it's the best thing in the world now to be in a position where, obviously with the hydro shows and stuff, I could sort of give them a bit back, and then obviously now the final, the dream would be for me and for them to come back and see me playing again.
I'll be there. I'll be the first one there to cheer you on. With a scarf flag with your name on it. Super suit, whoa!
Daddy need to get the wee motor out again, drive you so along.
I'll always support you no matter what you do in life.
You're going to start
So,
playing here.
I'm happy. I'm looking forward to seeing you as long as I say you're okay with that.
Alright, Si, how you doing, mate?
What's happening, mate? You good?
Good, my man. Got your wee coffee here.
It's not like you.
I know what you're going to ask you. Can you transfer me it?
What's coffee?
Take that one.
5 years, thanks, mate.
Can you transfer me the money, mate? Have you been? You been good?
Been good, mate. Busy.
I've not heard from you in the last few weeks, I don't know.
It's got nothing to do with football, I just don't want to talk to you. How have you been, mate? How's the fitness? The journey?
See when I started, right, I genuinely wanted to do it. No, you know that more than MD, I really wanted to do it, but when COVID hit, that's most, honestly, mate, the challenges that I've faced since then, it almost keep on ringing in my head. Why am I doing this? Do you know what I mean?
How about we not feeling great with COVID?
So COVID hit, sent me back, and then when I was getting back, I started thinking again, like, when I was trying to get fit back 10 years ago, whatever it was, I was thinking to myself, it seemed to be constant obstacles, do you know what I mean? And then I'm thinking, now I'm air that again, do you know what I mean? So I'm ready to, I feel that I'm back, training hard again, ready to go, so now listen, feeling unbelievable. Never did I like it, I can't stop thinking about
scoring a goal.
But the other side, so the positive side, getting back, because I never, genuinely, when we started this, I never ever thought I'll get back. I know I said I want to do it, but deep down I was like, mate, I'd be a fat bum for 10 years, do you know what I mean? Like, I can't move my arse, I just love eating shite all the time. So the skin's obviously took its toll on the skin, and it's punished me going through that. But I genuinely didn't think, mate, I could do it, and it wasn't until the session you done at the Green, where I seen you ride Twinkle a wee bit. I don't know if Twinkle's right word, but I seen you change slightly, because I think you'd came to a previous session, you never took it, but I'd done it. It was kind of like, I think I was lying on the ground after one run. It was kind of like
with the balls hanging at the side of the shot.
I but they were it before that, so but that went again, and that day something clicked, and I thought, do you know what, I can actually do this. So
well, that's what I was going to ask you, because you actually surprised me that day at the Green. Not in terms of your fitness, because that wasn't great at the time, but in terms of your determination to get through the session. Because I thought maybe 2 sets in, he's going to chuck it here.
Aye.
And you
kept sick early doors, weren't I?
Sick early doors after about 30 seconds. But the determination to get through it was brilliant, mate. And then also, which you'll not see a lot at this level, your quality, mate, when you were tired.
You'll not see any
still,
of that,
the touch was great. The volley's back into my hands, nice and crisp. Your finishing was good. So you actually really... So where are you now compared to when I seen you at the Green?
Personally, I actually feel now I'm ready to play with a team. Genuinely feel, obviously it's difficult because I've not played, I played one 11s a game, felt quite good, but I just mean at that level, do you know what I mean? The standards, the fitness levels you need to play sort of professional level. So I feel now that is the next step I need to go and do. But whether, in contact with a few clubs, but I don't know what the deal is, but that's the next step now, mate, for me to get into the club.
So I was going to make you an offer. I would only offer you if I thought you were up to the standard to do it.
The rest of the boys?
Yeah, I trust that you are, mate. I think you're ready to go and do it. I think you'd be a massive asset, mate. Like I say, I don't think you get a lot of players at this level with your sort of quality. And now that I've seen that determination, I think you can do it. I think I could help you again massively kick on. So we'd love you to come, mate. We need a horny winger.
Do you know what? I'm actually buzzing with that generally, but see if you, when you tears were getting that job, there'd obviously been never any talk of that, right? But I would never have, see if you'd asked me that 2 months ago, I'd have said no 100%, because I genuinely didn't think I could play, but now I feel I can.
Yeah.
So listen, I'd love to, when, so 5 days it is?
5 days time we start, mate. So get the, what, you got boots?
Puma Kings.
You know, and Puma Kings playing for me. I want to see vapors on the feet, mate. That winger, getting at people positive all the time, that quality you'll bring to my team, mate. I can't wait to see you in action. Of course you are. I've seen it, mate. I've seen it in that day at the green. I seen it that day in the green. You are, mate, because the way you take the ball in the half turn, you'll do fine for me, mate.
Am I get the captain's armband?
Absolutely no chance.
Thanks a lot, man. All the best.
Oh, I'm going to get a season ticket.
Are you?
I'm going to come.
Do you think Dad will come?
Don't know, but me and Lass will come.
Dad will end up being Stephen in the Stone. Shite abuse it is.
No, I'll enjoy it.
But I think it'll be a bit surreal getting back playing.
Aye.
It's been so, I never thought I would have been back out, especially not any sort of level.
Well, you need to get a go and see how it works out, hopefully. You enjoy it, that's the main thing, because you weren't enjoying football for years, so.
No.
At least now you feel ready and you want to enjoy it. It's not about anything else apart from having enjoyment. Because it was all injuries and everything else. But I liked it, it was a nice stadium, isn't it?
That's lovely. Alright, ready to go?
I hope we're going to take it off.
Do you think I can still score into that goal for you?
Do you want me in the net?
Oh yeah, you got that one, do you think I can score into that one, but... I should tell you if I've still got it or not.